Am I the asshole for refusing to share my Xmas gift from work? For context, both my wife, 43 female, and I, 42 male, started new jobs this year. My job has better conditions in general, but I also pay for almost our expenses, rent, food, bills, etc., as she's working part-time. One of the benefits she gets is discounts for many brand products from different shops, so she's been able to get herself some nice things. When I asked if I could get STH I was looking for with her discount, she said she didn't feel comfortable doing that. Alright, fine. Well, last week my company gave me a gift card with €200, and when she found out she started planning on how to spend the money without even asking me. I simply told her I didn't know what I was going to use the money for as I have until the end of June 2025 to use it, but that I didn't want to spend it on stuff for the house as I wanted to go towards something I want. Now she's mad at me saying I'm being selfish, but I honestly don't think I am. For context, when she used her discounts to get stuff, it was all for her, not for us, so I don't see why me doing the same would make me the bad guy here. I try not to judge other people's relationships, but what the hell is this? Who doesn't allow their spouse to use their discount? Is it limited? Given the, what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours, attitude, I'd say not the asshole. Not the asshole, it's your money and there is some double standards here. I think referring to when she used her discounts, they weren't for you, and this was something you got from work that you want to decide how to spend. If she doesn't take the boundary well, I would have a bigger conversation about what is shared versus personal. Not the asshole. She can't be mad about that when she was uncomfortable with you using her discount but not uncomfortable with using your gift card. It sounds like what's hers is hers and what's yours is hers. She has no right. She sounds a little bit greedy and selfish. Not the asshole, but your wife is along with her double standard. This is definitely a not the asshole. As another comment said, she set the standard about the work benefits. She gets a discount on stuff she buys for herself, and now, thanks to this gift card, you will as well for what you buy for yourself. What's good for the goose? Am I the asshole for refusing to coordinate my stepson's school and activities? I, 43F, have traditionally done all things school and in between for both kids. 13M stepson and 6F daughter. I organize all the various dress-up days, concerts, sports, activities, clothing, back to school, grades, literally everything. Recently my stepson has been really ungrateful and downright rude to me. I missed a dress-down day and he asked me if he could receive all the emails from now on because I didn't get it right. He regularly insinuates that I don't have it together and he needs RO micromanage me. In reality I sign him up on time and I remember all of his practices and communicate with coaches, and do all his little extras at school like movie day, back to school shopping, everything. While doing this he forgets everything he's asked to do or any regular chores like feeding the dogs and letting them out. He rarely does what is asked of him and when he does it is with a lot of complaining. Everything said to him brings arguments. Whether they make sense or not he's arguing. Typical teen stuff I know. Am I the asshole for forwarding all school emails etc. to his dad, who 1000% will forget to sign him up for basketball or regularly pay any attention to dress codes or Secret Santas or wherever he has any socks or basketball shoes or a phone charger or school clothes or whatever while I focus on my 6Y? Oh. I think he would learn to appreciate me pretty quickly. I'll add that I only missed a dress-down day because we were closing, moving, and I was finishing a postmaster's certificate, the end of a doctorate semester, and working full-time. Edit. Occasionally he has to get his sister on the bus when I work weekdays, I get her totally ready. Today, he took her down the 1/4 mile driveway in 35-degree weather in a dress with no coat. And argued with me that it wasn't his fault. Update. Last night after work I let my SS know that he would be responsible for remembering his various school dress days and activities as requested by him. I told him he should go to school today and ask his teacher to be added to the email list, and I plan to call the school to make sure he isn't already receiving them. I am sure they are telling him these things in class and on Canvas and he's ignoring them already. I also gave the class parent his dad's email and I will make sure dad is receiving school-wide emails as well, since he was on the enrollment forms and should be already. Dad is fully behind this as he has told me for a while to let my SS miss out and learn life lessons and stop organizing his life for him. For me I just thought that was lazy parenting, because my parents never did anything for me and neglected everything and got angry when I asked for basic necessities, but that's a different story, but my eyes are opening. Yes, he is a teen, and regardless of how things sound in theory, it is very frustrating to deal with in real time. I try to blow it off, but after so much of it going unchecked I am fed up. I do not feel unreasonable for asking him to put a coat on his sister before they walk to their shared bus in the morning. The way my job is set up he has to do this less than 20% of the time and she is fully ready when I leave. He also gets what he wants and needs without having really any chores. Dad also doesn't think they need set chores only to help when asked. My husband also helps. He does anything I ask. No, it's not weaponized incompetence, it's me being too controlling to be honest. And he definitely does his share of parenting. I have access to computers, faxes, scanners and printers at work. He is on an outside job site. Naturally I will do these types of tasks, and I enjoy it. He drives them to practices etc. in the evening, weekends because I load that task. My apologies if it seemed like I was throwing him under the bus as lazy and that was not the intention. I do a lot but he does his part too. Thank you for all of your great advice. Not the asshole. You are working hard for your family. It is human to forget things because no one is perfect. From the sound of it, you are being an amazing mother, and your stepson is just going through the teen phase. I honestly never heard of dress down day, but it kind of sounds like a choice to do it. Honestly, the son will appreciate you after seeing how much you do. Not the asshole. Time for dad to step up and actually take care of some of the things related to childcare, especially seeing as how it is his child. Not that step-parents don't take care of children etc. In this case, dad needs to step up for a bit and let your stepson know how good he actually had it. I'll bet the tune will change pretty quickly. Even if he was your biological child, this is an important lesson to learn. A month or two of handling his own activities, he'll see how much you really do. If you give him a fair opportunity to apologize and acknowledge your efforts, then you can decide if you'd like to retake responsibility over the activities. Info: is there an understanding between you and husband and the ex about discipline, rules for the 13-yo? Regardless, I'd say not the asshole. Husband needs to either take over or read 13-yo, the riot act about respect and appreciation. Not the asshole. Fine, sign kiddo up for the emails. Then if he misses something, that sucks for him. Tell him that if you need to sign something or something needs to be bought, that he can tell you about it and you'll handle it. At 13, he's old enough to learn this lesson. When he inevitably misses out on something for not paying proper attention, you can have a conversation letting him know that it's okay, we're all human, and we all forget things sometimes. Then you can ask whether or not he wants you to help remind him of things. Not the asshole. Your son needs to become aware, if he isn't already, of who and how he's supported. That doesn't only apply to parenting. That applies to friends, coworkers, and teachers. That is a low-risk way for him to learn the hard way. By the way, your husband needs to learn to step up. Am I the asshole for refusing to watch The Sound of Music with my girlfriend and her sister? I, 22 male, am spending Christmas with my girlfriend, 22 female, and her family. A few nights ago my girlfriend wanted me to watch The Sound of Music with her and her sister, 17 female, cause they love it and watch it every year on Christmas. The problem is I really can't stand musicals. No offense to anybody who likes them. I just can't stand them. The whole thing is just so silly and unrealistic, and I just can't bring myself to suspend my disbelief enough to enjoy it. So I said, no, you can watch it with your sister, I'll watch something else. She said, oh come on, give it a try, I bet you'll obey it. To which I said, no, I'm fine, you guys enjoy it, I am not into musicals. She pressured me a bit more to watch it with them, but I insisted would just do something else and left. The next day she was kinda upset and not wanting to talk to me. I asked her what was wrong and she said it was rude of me to just dismiss The Sound of Music and say I don't like it without ever having seen it. I told her she knew I didn't like musicals and she should have known I wouldn't want to watch it, but she said I should have at least given it a chance instead of dismissing it like I did. Am I the asshole? You are the asshole. My husband hates musicals, but every year for Christmas he takes me to see Les Miserables in the theater, and pay about $200 for tickets, because he loves me. And he doesn't complain even though I know he isn't a fan. He also watches musicals with me if I want to watch them. I also ran a marathon with him even though I hate running because I love him. I did a mud run in the mountains with him and crawled under barbed wire. It was terrible. I go camping with him in the backcountry without showers or toilets. Sometimes we suck it up and do things we don't like for the people we love because it matters to them, not because it is important to you. Yes and no, while you may not enjoy musicals, it's something your girlfriend is very enthusiastic about, plus it's family tradition for them, so to her inviting you to watch it with them was also an indicator that, hey, we see you as part of the family. I'm sure your girlfriend has tried new things, watched that she's not a big fan of for you, so why wouldn't you do the same for her? You are the asshole. You're staying with this family. I just can't stand them. The whole thing is just so silly and unrealistic. I'll spare you a quiz on all of your favorite types of media and how realistic all of those are. I just can't bring myself to suspend my disbelief enough to enjoy it. Well then don't. Instead, you can enjoy how much your girlfriend and her sister are enjoying it. You are the asshole. You can't sit through a couple hours of a movie to please someone you love? I'll bet she does stuff she doesn't really like to please you all the time. I'd rather be with someone generous than with you. You are the asshole. Sometimes being in a relationship means showing an interest in things that you don't care for but the other person really enjoys or wants to do. It's a holiday tradition, you're staying with her family, this is something she loves, she wanted to involve you in it. Your girlfriend is upset that you won't give up a couple of hours of your time to do something with her that doesn't benefit you, even when it's clear it's really important to her. You are the asshole. It's a movie. It's 3 hours of your life and something that's important to your girlfriend. You don't have to love it. Just don't be a jerk about it. It's the smallest compromise possible. Get over yourself. Am I the asshole for refusing to host in-laws for Christmas? I'm 26, married happily to 30, M. We bought a 4BD, 3-bath house in 2023 close to Christmas, and as a holiday gesture, my husband asked if we could host his entire family, which includes mom, dad, 2 sisters and their partners, 4 nephews for Christmas. They would stay 4/5 nights, spend Christmas and leave on Boxing Day. Relevant backstory. None of them live in town and all live about 5-8 hours drive away from us in a remote town. In previous years, Christmas was hosted at his parents' or grandma's place with other extended family members, aunties and uncles. 2023 was the first time all the members of his family could be under one roof and celebrate. I was strongly opposed because 1. I just didn't want to host 10 people for 3 nights. I'm a huge introvert and don't even want to be around my own family, friends that much. 2. I didn't want to set a precedent and have it become an expectation going forward. I grudgingly accepted as a one-time thing and everyone seemed to have a blast. Adults had the rooms, kids slept on a pike in the den. I planned food menus, activities for all 3 days. Everyone pitched in and helped, especially with the Christmas dinner, and there were no major incidents. However, I was still extremely relieved when they left. Fast forward to this year and we have been asked about our plans and if we can host this year, but we both work Christmas Day. Although he's told them, no, for now, my husband is already insinuating to me he would like to host them for next year. I'm putting my foot down because I'm not setting a precedent to house and host every alternate year. My husband is making me feel like I don't understand the point of Christmas and it's supposed to be with family even if it's slightly inconvenient. I have suggested everyone getting a hotel and just having Christmas Day gifts and dinner here, but he feels we have the space to have everyone over. I would even be okay with maybe every 5-7 years but not every second year, but he wants it often so it becomes a tradition. I know he's not going to throw me under the bus, and if I don't agree, he'll be the one to tell them no. I just don't want to commit to something this big every other year. Am I the asshole? Offer every 4th year. Mom and dad, sis 1, sis 2 and then you again. It shares the burden, and honestly it is once every 4 years. Info. What role does your husband take in the planning and hosting and cleaning up other than inviting people? If he expects you to do the vast majority of the work, that's not fair to you. Not the asshole. I think this is a personality introvert, extrovert or, way you grew up, clash. Some families like big noisy Christmases, some people have quite smaller ones. I'm guessing your husband falls into the first camp. I think once every second year is too much and you could compromise on one every 3, one for his family, one for yours. Or to free you up to travel. And one just by yourselves. Or maybe extend it out to other members of the family. I would be very wary of getting locked into an obligation this early. If he sets up an every second year thing now, you will have much less flexibility in the future should you want to do different things with your time. Never say never, but have a proper conversation with him about this. Nah, as an introvert myself I get it. But taking it turns is very reasonable, especially if a Christmas like that is what makes it special for your partner. He shouldn't have to go without, but it's not unreasonable for you to dislike it. Alternating is the only solution. Unless you get him to include a Christmas abroad option in the mix too. Not the asshole. But I don't think he's asking you to host anyone, he's going to be doing everything himself. I mean, he must be willing to do so if he's so adamant about it. Because if he isn't willing, then it's conversation over. Info. If you bought the house and hosted in 2022, and then you host again next year in 2025, how is it every alternate year?